All right. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. It's 8:45 on the clock I'm reading, so I'm going to start the vocabulary class now. Before I begin, could you tell me if you could see the screen and if my audio output is okay, if you can hear me fine? Awesome. Thank you. Let's begin. As always, don't use offensive language in class. Before I begin, I'll send the link to the slideshow. Okay. So again, if you feel like you need to access the link to get a better understanding or follow through better on the presentation or class today, then please go ahead and click the link. All right, so Yanfei, could you read out this word, its definition, and the example sentence, please?
Ignominious,
Mm-hmm.
adjective, characterized by a total loss of dignity and pride, shamefully weak, ineff
Ineffective.
ineffective or disgraceful,
Yep.
used to describe public humiliation of failure. Richard Nixon's igno ignominious ignominious
Mm-hmm.
resignation of
Resignation.
resignation of the presidency will forever remind those in high office to be honest and not cover errors in judgment.
All right. Thank you, Yanfei. A lot of challenging words in that passage. Yeah. So once again, as with the previous classes, I'll give you all 1 minute to write out one sentence using this word, ignominious, and you can all get started. Hey, everyone, 1 minute is up. Ah, looks like I got a sentence already. Thank you, Yutang. I'll go over your sentence right now. If you're finishing up your sentence and would like to post it while I'm going through the current submissions, please go ahead and do so once you finish. I'd love to see what you've all written. There we go. Okay, I'll expand the text. Thank you, Yutang. You wrote, his ignominious defeat in the tournament left him feeling humiliated and embarrassed. Yep, great writing, Yutang. Good use of the word ignominious. Well written. Well done. Thank you, Yanfei and Eric. Here are your sentences. Yanfei, you wrote, when the boxer got knocked out in the first round, everyone knew it was the beginning of an ignominious defeat for him. Okay, yeah. Very creative use of the word ignominious. Very well written sentence. Yeah. Awesome job, Yanfei. Well done. Very creative. And Eric, you wrote the ignominious actions lost him the title of the funniest kid in school. Yeah, great use of the word ignominious. The sentence was well written. Great job, Eric. One thing I would change though is change the to his because as you indicated later in the sentence, we are referring to someone's actions. So we could refer to him to his actions specifically. But yeah, well done, everyone. Great job. Okay. And Yutang, could you read out this word, its definition, and the sentence, please?
Ignorant, ignoramus, an idiot, dolt, or someone who is ignorant. Someone who ignores his studying may not be smart, but he should not be called an ignoramus.
Okay. Thank you, Yutang. Well done. Yeah. Very simple definition. Ignoramus is someone who is ignorant or not very smart. So I'll give you 1 minute to write one sentence using this word as per usual. You can all get started. All right, time is up, everyone. Looks like everyone has a post. Thank you. Okay, I'll go over each sentence one by one. I'll go through Eric's first. You wrote, Jack is called an ignoramus person, sorry, because the actions he did yesterday. Okay, not bad, Eric. Great job. But first of all, the person isn't necessary because ignoramus is a noun. You could just refer to him solely as an ignoramus. And second, you forgot to write of after because of the actions he did yesterday. And finally, you need to put an N after the A. Use N with words that start with vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Ignoramus is one of those that you have to use N for because it starts with a vowel, I. But yeah, great attempt, Eric. Yanfei, you wrote, the reporter proved he was an ignoramus when he gave out false information during the broadcast. Yeah, great job, Yanfei. Nothing I need to edit here. Great use of the word. And you wrote, despite his qualifications, he often acted like an ignoramus when it came to basic manners, making it difficult for him to connect with others. Yeah, great job, Yutang. Great use of the word ignoramus. Very creative and descriptive sentence. Yeah, awesome work. Well done. Okay, now I'd like Eric to read out this word, its definition, in the example sentence, please.
Illicit adjective not allowed by law, wrong, unacceptable by prevailing standards, illegal or morally unjustifiable. Gains acquired by illicit activities often yield more than guilt and wealth.
Well done. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, 1 minute for to write one sentence using this word, everyone, and you can all start writing. All right, a minute is up, everyone. Okay, looks like we have. Uh, sorry, give me a second. Looks like we have another student. Sorry, I couldn't catch you earlier. Hello, Samuel. After I go through these words, I'll repost the link to the slideshow so that you can access it if you need to. Hey, this is a lot of words. Sorry, a lot of sentences. Yeah, looking good, everyone. So I'll go over Samuel's sentence first. Get rid of these for now. Samuel, you wrote it was illicit of him to rob the bank. Okay, yeah, great use of the word illicit. Don't forget to add a period when you're finishing off with a sentence. It's proper punctuation, and a period is always required when you're writing formally. And Yanfei, you wrote, when the church elders found out about the minister's illicit affair, they asked him to resign from his position. Yeah, great use of the word illicit. Very well written sentence. Yeah, both of these sentences are great. Well done. And now for the next word. Sorry, the next sentences. Looking good. Yutang, you wrote, the detective uncovered an illicit operation that was smuggling goods across the border. Yep, another great use of the word illicit. Well done, Yutang. Nothing I need to edit here. And Eric, you wrote, people who done illicit things are often put into jail. Yeah, great use of the word illicit once again. Yeah, you all did great. Well done. One thing I would edit in this sentence, though, is I would add have done because you're talking in the past tense here. People who have done illicit things are often put into jail. That makes a lot more sense and lets the sentence read more concisely. Yeah, well done, everyone. You all wrote great. Okay. Now I'd like Samuel to read out this word, its definition, and the example sentence, please.
Imbroglio. A confusing, messy, or complicated situation, especially one that involves disagreement or intrigue. An entanglement or complicated misunderstanding describes a delicate situation from which it is difficult to extricate oneself. Soap opera characters become entangled in one imbroglio after another, never learning from their mistakes.
Awesome. Well done, Samuel. Thank you. So, again, 1 minute to write out one sentence using this word. I'll post the link to the slideshow again while you guys are working. And yeah, you can all get started. All right, time's up, everyone. I'll go over the current sentence. Thank you, Samuel. Oh, and thank you, Yutang. I'll go over your sentences first. Looking really good. So, Samuel, you wrote Bob and Jeff got themselves into a big imbroglio, sorry. Yeah, this is a great use of the word imbroglio. Well done, Samuel. Very well written. And Yutai, you wrote the sudden revelation of the detective's findings created an imbroglio within the law enforcement agency as officials scramble to address the smuggling operation. Yeah, another great use of the word imbroglio, very creative sentence. And yeah, looking at it again, there's nothing I need to edit. There's nothing I needed to edit with your sentence either, Samuel. Yeah, awesome. So, okay. If there are no new sentences, I'm going to have to move on to the next word. But if you do have something written out right now, please post it in the chat. Otherwise, I will move on. Ah, I got something. Thank you, Yanfei. Okay. You wrote the hostages found themselves in an imbroglio when the two kidnappers began to fight. Yeah, okay, another great use of the word imbroglio. Very creative sentence, Yanfei. I like how you use that word in this context of the kidnappers. Yeah, well done. And if there is no new sentences, I'm going to move on to the next word. Uh, looks like I got a last minute addition. Thank you, Eric. That's appreciated. Okay, I'll go over yours quickly. So, Eric, you wrote when her client didn't fill out the form, it made it super imbroglio. Okay, yeah, this isn't a bad use of the word imbroglio, but it seems like you did try to use it as an adjective. So we could fix this by we could get rid of super. I don't think this word is very necessary. And instead of saying it made it imbroglio, we can say instead it caused an imbroglio. We could say that instead. Yeah, remember to try to use the word as it's defined to the right of the word. So if it's a noun, you use the word as a noun. If a verb, you use it as a verb, so on and so forth. Oh yeah, good try, Eric. Good attempt. All right. Now, Yanfei, could you read out this word, its definition, and the example sentence, please? Sorry, Yanfei, could you read out this word, its definition, and the example sentence, please?
Um, imbue verb
Mhm.
to saturate something with a substance, particularly a liquid or dye, to make something or someone rich with a particularly quality or transmit an idea, feeling, or emotion. Good teachers seek to imbue students with a love of learning, addition to facts and subject knowledge.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Yanfei. Well done. As you can see, imbue has multiple definitions. In your sentence, you could use either one of those definitions when you use the word imbue. But again, 1 minute to write one sentence using this word, and you can get started, everyone. Okay, time's up, everyone. Thank you, Samuel, Yanfei, and Yutang. Awesome. Looking good. So, Samuel, you wrote, the artist imbued his artwork to make it more stunning. Yeah, I like the use of the adverb here. Well done, Samuel. Very good sentence using the word imbue, or imbued in this case. Very well done. One thing I would say though is I would add something like what is being imbued into the artwork. So for example, you could say with blue and purple paint, just to be more specific, because we don't really, just to be more specific and to make the sentence have more depth in it. Yanfei, you wrote, after the terrorist bombings, the government placed several of the country's flags at the site of the ruins to imbue patriotism. Patriotism. Yeah, very creative use of the word imbue. Very good use of that word as well. Well done. Nothing I need to edit here. Yutang, you wrote, the artist sought to imbue her paintings with a sense of vibrant emotion and life, captivating anyone who gazed upon them. Yeah, awesome. Great use of the word imbue, Yutang. Great sentence as well. Nothing I need to edit here either. Yeah, this is great. Well done. So if there's no more submissions, I am going to move on to the next word. If you have one though, please post it in the chat to anyone who hasn't participated yet. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next word. If you haven't submitted a sentence, you'll get a chance to submit it with this word. Okay, Yutang, could you read out this word, its definition, and the sentence, please?
Someone, immigrant is someone who comes to a country to settle there. Sounds like its antonym immigrant, which is someone who leaves a place, especially his or her native land, to live in another country. Almost every American immigrant dreams of success, wealth, and happiness.
Okay, thank you, Yutang. Well done. Okay, again, 1 minute to write out one sentence with this word in it. You can get started. Okay, time's up, everyone. Right. Thank you, Samuel, and thank you, Yanfei. I'll go over the other submission or submissions after I go through the first two. All right, looking good. Samuel, you wrote, Ming was an immigrant from Australia, hoping to set a better life in America. Yeah, great use of the word immigrant. Well-written sentence, Samuel. This is great. Awesome work. Yeah, nothing I need to edit here. Though instead of set, I would use the word start. It's a little more clear when you use the word start. But other than that, this is a great sentence, Samuel. Fei, you wrote, after arriving in a new country without knowing anyone, the immigrant took the few $100s in her pocket and made a deposit on an apartment. Yeah, awesome. Great sentence, Fei. Great use of immigrant. Yeah, nothing I need to edit here. Well done. Okay. Thank you, Eric, and thank you, Yutai. Here are your sentences. Looking good. Yutai, you wrote, the immigrant community played a vital role in enriching the cultural landscape of the city. Yeah, very creative use of the word. Very well written sentence. Awesome. Nothing I need to edit here either. And Eric, you wrote, Daniel is a immigrant from Mexico. Yep, good use of the word immigrant. Good sentence. Though remember, you gotta add the N after A if it precedes or is before a word that starts with a vowel, A, E, I, O, or U. Immigrant starts with an I, so you use N instead of A. Remember that. But otherwise, you did great. All of your sentences are looking really good. Okay, here's the next word. Eric, could you read out this word, its definition, and the sentence, please?
Imminent adjective, about to happen or threatening to happen, not to be confused with its homonym,
hmm
imminent, which means existing within or inherent in someone, in something extending to all parts of the created world. Everybody knew that the victory was imminent, so they left the game early.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Yeah, imminent just is an adjective describing something that is about to happen or something that's coming really soon. Everyone knew that the victory was imminent. It basically means everyone knew that victory was really close to happening. So yeah, remember to use it as an adjective. I'll give you 1 minute once again to write one sentence, and you can all get started. Okay, time's up, everyone. When you're finished your sentence, please post it in the chat. All right. Thank you, Time. Looking good. Okay, you wrote, the storm clouds gathered ominously, signaling that rain was imminent. Okay, great use of the word, great writing. I don't need to edit anything in this sentence either. Yeah, this was very creatively written. Awesome work. And thank you, Eric. Let's see what you have. Awesome. You wrote, when the tires started smoking, disaster was imminent to happen. Okay, I like what you did here. Great use of the word imminent. Very appropriate scenario too. A couple things I would edit though. I would add a comma after smoking, and I would get rid of to happen. I don't think the to happen is necessary when you're using the word imminent. You could just end off the sentence after imminent. But yeah, great writing, Eric. That's very well done. Just try to avoid, just when you finish the sentence, make sure you read it over to catch any words that might seem redundant or not too important. Okay, Yanfei, you wrote, for a moment, the end of the hookup app seemed imminent. Okay, great use of the word imminent. Great sentence, Yanfei. Well done. Nothing I need to edit here. Okay, so if there's no more sentences, I'm going to move on to the next word. Okay, if you haven't submitted the sentence, you'll get a chance to with this next word. So, all right. Samuel, could you read out this word, its definition, and the example sentence, please?
Immutable. Adjective. Not changing or not able to be changed. Some believe that criminals are truly immutable and cannot change their ways.
Okay, thank you, Samuel. Well done. Oh, all right, so 1 minute to write one sentence using this word once again, and you can all begin. All right, time is up, everyone. Thank you, Eric, and thank you, Yutang. Yeah, looking good. So, Eric, you wrote, uh, sometimes bad habits are immutable. Yep, great use of the word immutable, great context. Yeah, very well written too. Nothing I need to edit here. Well done, Eric. And Yutang, you wrote, the laws of physics are often seen as immutable truths that govern the behavior of the universe, leaving us in awe of their consistency. Awesome. Great job, Yutang. Good use of the word presented. And yeah, there's nothing I need to edit it with this sentence either. Awesome work. And thank you, Yanfei. So you wrote, my medical condition is immutable and cannot be altered even with medication. Yeah, creative use of the word immutable. Well done, Yanfei. Yeah, awesome. I don't need to modify or edit anything in this sentence. Well written. So if there's no new submissions, I'm going to move on to the next word.
I submitted mine.
You did? I must have missed it. Sorry. Oh, I did miss it. My bad, Samuel. Thank you for letting me know. Sorry about that. Great. So you wrote, after Kevin's mom argued with him, she said he was truly immutable. Yep, fantastic use of the word immutable, Samuel. Well done. This is a well-written sentence too. Yeah, nothing I need to edit here. Awesome work. Sorry I missed a sentence. Must have gotten buried with the other submissions. Okay. Now I'd like Yanfei to read out this word, its definition, and the example sentence, please.
Impalpable, impalpable, adjective, not capable of being perceived with the sense of touch, or not capable of being perceived by the senses, difficult to understand or grasp, difficult to perceive or interrupt. The impalpable dark left him with only the vague
Yep.
impression that someone else had just left the room.
Awesome work. Great job, Yanfei. Thank you. One thing though, this word is pronounced interpret. But yeah, great reading. I'll give you all 1 minute to write out one sentence with this word in it. You can all get started. Okay, a minute is up. Thank you, Samuel, and thank you, Yanfei. I'll go over the other submissions when I finish going through these two first. Looking good. Samuel, you wrote, Emma was impalpable. While everyone was crying at the death scene, she remained a straight face. Okay, yeah, great use of the word impalpable. Very interesting use. I've never seen the word used like that before. Well done. I like the sentence you wrote too. Nothing I need to fix aside from adding the word since here. I feel like adding this word would make the sentence flow a little better. And yeah, well done. Yanfei, you wrote, the overpowering fragrance was impalpable, but it still managed to tickle my throat and make me cough. Okay, great use of the word. Nothing I need to edit here either. This is very well written. Awesome. Yep, thank you, Yu Tang. You wrote this. The tension in the room was so thick that it felt almost impalpable, enveloping enveloping everyone in a shared sense of unease. Yep, very great use of the word impalpable. Great sentence, Yu Tang. Yeah, awesome work. Nothing you need to edit here either. So if anyone else would like to submit a sentence who hasn't already, please post it in the chat. Otherwise, I will move on. Okay, let's move on to our last word. Yutang, I'd like you to read out this word, its definition, and the sentence, please.
In part, to give or bestow a particular quality upon something to communicate information or knowledge. Professor Green daily sought to impart wisdom into his students.
All right. Thank you, Thank you, Yutang. Well done. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to write out one sentence using this word. You can all get started. All right, time is up, everyone. Thank you, Samuel, and thank you, Yutang. Yeah, let's go over your sentences. All right, awesome. So, Samuel, you wrote the math teacher imparted his knowledge to his students. Yeah, great use of the word impart, Samuel. Great sentence. Nothing I need to edit here. This is really good. Well done. Utah, you wrote the teacher aimed to impart her knowledge of science to her students, hoping to inspire a lifelong curiosity in the subject. Yeah, great use of the word impart. Very well written sentence. Nothing I need to edit here either. Yeah, well done. And I have two more submissions here. Thank you, Eric and Yanfei. You wrote, Eric, you wrote, the group imparted on different subjects. Okay, yeah, great use of the word imparted, though I feel like there's a couple of things missing in this sentence. So I would add knowledge. The group imparted knowledge on different subjects. And then I would add two others. I felt like that sentence was missing a couple of things. So I had to add a couple of things. But good job, Eric. I used the word imparted with good intent. And Yanfei, you wrote, the oil imparts a distinctive flavor to the sauce. Yeah, very creative use of the word impart. Well done, Yanfei. Awesome. Nothing I need to edit here. And yeah, with that, I'm going to end off class here. You all wrote very good sentences. I like your writing, everyone. There were less errors today than there were before, so you're all improving very well. You're all improving a lot. So yeah, I'll stop class here, as I said before. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, everyone. And I'll see you all next Saturday or Sunday, wherever you live. Have a great rest of your day.